every morning to get my day started. I'm feeling better now.
Go on, go on, David. Go on, go higher. Boy, go on, go on, David. Go on, go higher. Boy, one breath and it's longer. Go on, David. We'll stay till we're chosen.
Alice Burger King, my name is Nancy. Can I help you?
Hey, can I get 2 egg and cheese croissants, please?
2 egg and cheese croissants. Any hash browns or anything to drink?
No, thanks.
Okay, $4.24. Just about, please.
While most people start their morning with coffee, like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, I start my morning with a Monster and some Burger King. So I'm living that happy life. I'm trying to live to enjoy what I'm doing. So, yeah, Monster, 2 egg and cheese croissants. That's the good life right there. I sincerely apologize about yesterday's video kind of abruptly ending. I had a bunch of footage that I had filmed, and I was hoping to upload that, but the end result wasn't how I wanted it to be, so I didn't put that in there. But it did rain as soon as I got home, but probably 15-20 minutes later it stopped raining, but by that time it was too late for me to get any footage. This old car just posted up waiting to turn. Pretty nice. You don't see that every day. If you guys didn't know, I actually quit smoking about 3 years ago, and I'm actually pretty happy about that. I decided one day that I didn't want to smoke anymore, so I went to my local vape shop and bought a vaporizer, and now it seems like everyone just does it for fun, but I actually did it for a reason, and flavor is pretty good too. Good afternoon, guys. I am very, very happy. I am off of work, and I am headed to my house now. Just got some gas, as you can see, and today, it's been a very, very busy day. I'd like to explain something, which I'm sure that you probably know by now, but you see a void in the day where you see when I first start out until I finally get off of work. That void in between is 8.5 hours. I'm not able to record during work, so I have to either wait until I get on my lunch break or until I leave and go home. So that's why it seems like the videos are kind of spaced out, and hopefully if I start doing the uploads on the weekend, you won't see that big void. But today, I've got some plans when I get home. There's only a 20% chance of rain today, so I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case. It's not going to rain. but I said that yesterday and I got screwed. One day, I hope to be as happy as this kid on this box. It's not even July 4th yet, and they've already got the fireworks tent out. Finally home, guys, and I am about to start on the project of moving the amp to the back seat. So this is the current setup right now. I've got an amp rack that I built. It's kind of half-assed. It was just a temporary thing supposed to get me by. So this amp, as you can, well, you can't feel it, but from what I'm feeling, it's hot because there's no circulation going through back here. So like I said about getting the money for the motor change out, I'm going to use some of that to sort of address this situation. When I was working on the motor before, one of the bolts snapped that holds my coil down. So this thing is basically bobbing around in here. So I'm going to get 2 new valve covers and hopefully take care of that situation. Alright, so first off, I got to take this battery terminal off, 12 mil, get that off, and then I can move to the back and get started on the trunk. So that is off. So now I can move to the back. Alright, on to the fun stuff. My drill battery decided to not charge, so I gotta do this the manual way. These 3. Apparently this thing does not like to hold screws in, so I've only got 3 holding it in, which that's something that I need to address coming up pretty soon. So with the power of magic editing, I've gone ahead and I've got all those off. As you can see, these are 2 individual panels on here. This was sort of an idea that I had where I just want to throw everything together. My next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use birch and I'm going to stain it. As you might be able to see, all those pieces of wood just kind of fit on there like Tetris. So I've got all those off. About ready to move this. All I got to do is disconnect the wires, and then it's good to go. So I'll get that moved to the back seat and we will be rocking momentarily. I got the amp out. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of a mess back here, but these are my 1-aught wires. I've got the power and the ground. I had to get reducers to where I could fit them into the amp, because this one only has 4-gauge inputs. So I had to upgrade a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and move all the wires, get all those ran the right way. I might have to redo them because these are actually kind of loose on the end. So I'm going to re-secure those. Boom! Editing magic, we are back. Alright, so I got all the things that I need to go ahead and figure out how I want to cut this. So we already know that this side is square. So I'm going to go off of this side so that I can figure out how much I want to take off. I'm probably going to run it to about right here. That way I have enough space on the side to where I can cut some of this off and it doesn't affect where I can actually screw down to. Just finished up the cut marks, so I've got this all marked out to where I'm going to cut it. So I'll have all this gone, and just this little bit right here and this little bit. I've got this hole right here so that the RCA cables can come straight up and plug in. And then I've got 90-degree adapters that actually go into there so that you don't put any strain on the actual RCA cables. Which I have the perfect shirt on right now because there's kids playing out here and they don't know what a volume button is. So, seems appropriate, right? Yeah. I've got it moved up a little bit more, and wouldn't you know it, that right there clears just enough to where we can close it. So I wasn't able to film a little bit, but I do have both my wires in, and I don't know if you can see this, but I had to put these little step-ups here because these adapters are not angled like they should be. Normally I should have an angled adapter to where it comes out and then it goes up. Alright, so I just figured out I made a huge mistake. When I was rerunning all of my wires, I ran my RCA cable around my seat belt as well as the power wire. So I have to take all of this out and redo it. So my mistake, but that's what happens when you start rushing. Guys, it's officially almost 8:30 and I haven't had time to film. I've been working steadily trying to get this done. Right now the wires are not all secured, you know, the permanent way that they're going to be. But as for right now, that is pretty much done. I remade those two pieces that were right here because those are pretty busted. So remade the top one, the bottom one. Now I have a space to put some extra stuff, and this cutout actually works perfect because I can take stuff and put it through right there for extra storage, and then I can put stuff right here. So I might actually move that to over here, but I'm gonna vacuum this thing out as soon as I get a chance to. What we are going to do now, let's go ahead and do a little test bump and see what we got. Because honestly, I think it should be louder. Let's see. Guys, I would officially say that it is louder. It's got a better dedicated ground for the amp. Where the amp's sitting, it should not overheat at all. So I would say this is mission successful. I'm definitely happy with how it came out. And besides doing some finishing work, I'd say it looks pretty damn good. So this is a video that I would say went over pretty well. So since I am out here working on the car, I figure I started the day in the car and I'll end the day in the car. I've got a few things to clean up here, but I would like to say thank you for everyone who's been watching the videos. I really appreciate the support. I am still trying to gain some more subscribers and also bring some better content to the channel. This new camera has allowed me to record better footage and have it not look pixelated and look like crap. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about the outcome today. No issues, no hiccups, nothing. Everything seemed to go smoothly. So I'm very, very excited about that. So probably this weekend, since I didn't have a chance to do it today since it's gotten so late, probably this weekend I'm going to go through and I'm going to start sealing off the trunk to where I get nothing but bass up front. I don't want to have any more bass going to the back of the trunk and causing it to rattle. I want this thing forward firing, working awesome. So I'm into here. I appreciate everyone for their support. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. The support that everyone gives me is not only beneficial to me, but it's beneficial to everyone because I'm able to bring better content out once I start getting more followers. So thank you very much, everyone who's been watching. I really, really appreciate it. Till next time, it's Turbo EXO signing off. And as always, stay boosted.